Are you a frequent user of the Microsoft Windows interface? Then this video is directly to you. I am going to list out some useful Windows keyboard shortcuts you can manipulate whenever you are working on your Windows interface. So let's get started. This is my current Windows interface and I have only this active window. If I get to the Windows taskbar, I have other open windows which are opened or listed on the Windows taskbar. In this case, we have something known as the virtual desktop in Microsoft Windows. And if you want to quickly create a virtual desktop where you can have a different activity or a different operation going on, then you can use the Windows key, the control key, and the letter D. Now this creates another desktop, and currently I have two desktops created. If I get access to the Windows taskbar, you can see that we have these pinned apps, but we don't have any other open apps except the app I am using for this particular recording. So this is a separate desktop created. If I use the keyboard shortcut once again, this creates another virtual desktop. So currently or presently I have three desktops. Therefore I can operate within this desktop that I have created. I can have different activities or operations going on. So in this case I can open this app. So this is the this PC app. Therefore, if I am working within these three desktops that I've created and I want to access the individual operations that are going on, we have additional shortcut that can help you to do so. If I use the control key and the Windows key with the left and the right arrow key, this will help me to navigate through my created virtual desktop. So if I use this key, that is the control, the Windows, and the left, this jumps to the next virtual desktop, that is moving backwards, and now I get to my main desktop that I was having before starting this recording. If I use the control, the Windows, and the right, I get to this interface and this interface. So you can see that I am glancing through all this created virtual desktop. So on this main desktop I have the file explorer open. If I move to the next one, I have nothing open. Next one, and I have this nothing open as well. If I want to close the virtual desktop that I've created, we have a shortcut for that, and that is the Windows key, the control key, and the F4. So this current virtual desktop, I want to close it. So I have closed this one, and this is the next one. Close. Then I get to the main desktop that I was working within. So currently I don't have any other additional virtual desktop created. So if I use my control, the Windows, and the right arrow key, nothing happens because there is no virtual desktop created. So this is how to create a virtual desktop, and also how to navigate through, and also how to close it using the Windows key and the control key with the letter D, the arrow keys, and the F4 on the keyboard. Now if I hold control and the escape key, this opens up the Windows start menu, and I can use my mouse or my keyboard to access any installed programs that is from the operating system or which was manually installed by the computer user. So the control key and the escape key opens up the start menu. If you want to cancel this window, you can press the escape key on the keyboard. Now when I use control, shift, and the escape key on the keyboard, this shortcut is going to open the program management and troubleshooting application, which is known as the task manager. So this task manager is going to list all applications that are open, and it is very useful, especially if you are having some complications in closing certain programs. You are going to have all those listed programs here, and when you select that particular program, you can choose end task, and that is going to have a perfect closure of that particular open application. So this shortcut opens up the task manager of your Windows interface. The escape key is going to close this particular window. If I hold the Windows key and the letter A, This is going to quickly open the action center of your Windows interface, and this is where you are going to manage your notifications, and also you get access to received messages to your computer system or from any of your social media platforms. And also you have the option to clear notifications. You can collapse these options that we have here, and you can also access settings and network settings. You can connect to other devices. You can use this section to also manage your Windows interface, and this was obtained by using the Windows key and the letter A. Now if I press the escape key, this cancels this particular window. If I hold the Windows key and the letter H, and when you hold this keyboard shortcut, this opens the Windows voice typing application. And as you can see, I have this window, I have this microphone icon, and it says initializing, and this tells you that this is connecting to your Windows and also any microphone that is connected to your Windows interface. And you can use this to have some speech out into a word processing application, or you can have some voice notes sent to your computer system, and you are going to have its feedback or output. So Windows H opens up the Windows voice typing application. I'm going to click this to close. Now if I hold the Windows key, the Alt key and the letter R, this particular shortcut opens an inbuilt Windows recorder. So you are going to have this window, and this window is going to give you some option to take a screenshot, to make some recording, that is a 30-second recording, and also you can start recording as well. So this shortcut, which is the Windows Alt and the letter R, opens up the inbuilt Windows recorder. Also you can get this particular application by using the Windows key and the letter G. So these two shortcuts can help you to get access to your game bar application or the screen capturing or screen recorder of your Windows interface. Now on this Windows 10 interface, I have this File Explorer open. If I want to maximize this particular window, I can use F11 on the keyboard, and when you use the F11 on the keyboard, this maximizes your window. If I press it again, this restores this window. Maximize, restore, maximize, and restore. So the F11 is used to toggle between the full screen and also the regular view of your File Explorer window, and this can be applied to most of your Windows or open application windows. Now when you look at this particular window, I have these items here, and let's assume I select this desktop and I want to have multiple items selected. When I use the Control key and the down arrow key, you can see that this particular item is selected, but this selection is moving around, and currently I have document selected. If I want to select document, I'm going to use the space bar on the keyboard, then my arrow keys, that is the down arrow key. Let's assume I want to select my designs pictures. I'll use the space bar, and that is going to be selected. Still you have your Control key and your down arrow key pressed, so I'm using the down arrow key. So let's assume that when I get to this file, which is the recent files, I have Camtasia file, I can use the space bar, and currently when I release the keyboard shortcut, I have 1, 2, 3 and 4 items. Without using the mouse, I used the keyboard, Control, arrow keys, and using the space bar to select these items. So this is also another shortcut you can use when you don't have your mouse connected to your computer system and you want to select randomly your items on your Windows interface. You can use this particular keyboard shortcut, Control and the arrow key, to navigate your items, and use the space bar to select the item. Now as this is the active window that I have, if I use the Alt key and the letter F, this is going to display the file menu option of this current window. So when I held the Alt key and the letter F, I have this file menu options, and these options are obtained or outputted from this tab, which is called the file. So if I click here or press the escape key, this option goes off. So the Alt plus the letter F always display the file menu options of your current window. Now if I use the Alt key and the tab key, this is going to display all open windows which are minimized onto my Windows taskbar. Therefore, if I want to select any of these windows, I can use the Alt key, and then the tab key will be navigating through these options. So let's assume that I want to select this particular window. I just release the keyboard shortcut. So you can see that I have 2 windows open. Alt tab, I just release. So you can see that I have 3 windows open on my desktop background. Now this is the current or the active window, and I have additional 2 windows behind this window. So if I use the Windows key and the home key, this is going to minimize all windows but going to retain the active window. This is the only active window on my desktop. All other windows are minimized onto the Windows taskbar. And if I want to bring back all those minimized windows, I will use the same keyboard shortcut, Windows Home, and this is going to bring your minimized windows back to the desktop background. If I use the keyboard shortcut again, minimize and leave the active window, Windows Home, and bring all other minimized windows. So this is also a very useful keyboard shortcut. Now if I use the Windows key and the letter T, you can see that now I have this app selected, which is Microsoft Edge. I press the T again, it moves to this particular File Explorer window, and always you have to make sure that your finger is pressed on the Windows logo key. Then use the T, which is the letter T, to toggle or cycle through programs on the taskbar. So when I use the T, you can see that it moves to this move, then it goes back to the first app on the Windows taskbar. So this particular shortcut navigates through all programs, whether open or pinned onto the Windows taskbar. And if I want to access any of them, I can use the enter key to access it. So if I get to this particular window, which is this Excel window, I can press the enter key. So this opens up this Excel window on the Windows taskbar. So now you can see that I have this Excel window fully covering the desktop background. So if I want to restore, I can use the Windows key and the down arrow key, and this is going to restore this particular Excel window. And when I use the Windows key and the up arrow key, this is going to maximize this particular window. If I want to make a different window an active window and utilize this shortcut, Alt and the tab key, and then when I select that particular window, I can use Windows and the up arrow key, Windows down, Windows up, and Windows down, and this is going to restore and also maximize this active window. And if I want to minimize all windows at once, I can use Windows key and the letter D, and this is going to minimize all windows on my desktop background. If I want to restore all this minimized window, Windows D. And as you can see, you can also use the Windows key and the letter M to restore, and you can use the Alt key and the tab key to open your windows. Then you have a particular window open. So the Windows key and the letter D, whilst the Windows key and the letter M allows you to minimize all windows at once on the desktop background. This is the active window. If I hold the Alt key and the space bar, this displays the current Windows system menu, and this allows you to move, size, minimize, maximize, and also close this particular window. So you can see that there are some letters which are underlined in this particular options, and when you press any of them, that is going to perform an action of this active window. If I want to cancel this option, I'm going to press the escape key on the keyboard. When I hold the Windows key and the pause or the pause break key, so this shortcut is going to display the system properties interface. So this tells you your PC, if your PC is monitored and protected, and also this shows you your device specifications. And as you can see here, this tells you your device name and also the processor that you are using, your installed RAM, your device ID, and also you have some system type here, and you can copy this particular information as well and this is a pen and touch, and it says that no pen or touch input is available for this display. And when you scroll down, we have the Windows specification as well, which shows you the edition that you are using, which is Windows 10 Pro, and I'm using the 22H2 version, and also the date this Windows was installed on this hard disk, and also the operating system build. You have all this experience as well, and these options were obtained by using the Windows key and the pause key. Now, as I said, if you use the Windows key and letter M, this minimizes all windows, and when you use the Windows key, the shift key and the letter M, this brings back your minimize windows. This window, if I want to close it, I'm going to use the Alt key and the F4, and I have perfectly closed this active window from the desktop background. In this window, if I press the F3 on the keyboard, this gets access to the search box of this interface, and when you move to the menu bar, we have the search tab activated because this search box is activated. And if I click on this or use the escape key, I'm going to get off this search box, and therefore the additional tab that was known as the search tab has also gotten off. And if I use the F3 once again, I get to the search box, and this allows me to search for certain items within this interface. If I press the F4 on the keyboard, this particular opens the find window, and this helps me to get access to the file path here. So now I am currently in the quick access. If I select this, this is the desktop, and if I hold the F4, this moves me to that particular window. So this helps you to find a specific window in the file path field. If I move to the desktop and select this item and hold the Alt key and the Enter key, this opens the properties of the selected item, and it can be a file, it can be a directory, and it can be any program icon on the desktop. If I press the escape key, this cancels this. When I select this image, Alt and the Enter key, this showcases me the properties of this image, and these are the informations that are linked to this particular image. So you can see that I have the type of file as JPEG, and also this was opened with photos. You can change it by clicking on this change icon. You also have other options here, the location, the size, and also the size on disk of this particular image. So this shortcut gives you the properties of the selected item. So this is the Alt key and the Enter key. If I hold the Alt key and the letter E, this opens the Get Help dialog box, and as you can see this window, it says it looks like it's not connected to the internet, and let's fix that and start the network troubleshooter now. So this particular window allows you to get some help that is related to your computer system, and you need to be connected to the network so that you can get all the information that you need, or the help configuration information that you need to improve upon your better usage of your computer system. So Ctrl+E opens the Get Help dialog box. Now when I select this particular folder and I want to delete this, but I don't want to see this item in the recycle bin, and I'm going to use the Shift key and the Delete key, and this says, are you sure you want to permanently delete this folder? When I choose yes, this folder will not be found in the recycle bin, and if I choose no, it means that I am going to ignore the deletion of this particular item. So the Shift key and the Delete key deletes an item permanently from your Windows interface without moving to the recycle bin. Now when I use the Windows key and the letter F, this shortcut is going to open the feedback hub of your Windows, and this window also allows you to get some feedback that is going to be related to your computer system. And I'm going to click on this to close. Now when I use the Windows key and the letter F, this shortcut help users to search for computers on your Windows interface. So it says find computers, but currently it says find in the directory. The Active Directory domain services is currently unavailable. So this shortcut is used to search for computers.